Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something a little controversial. Basically, today we're going to be talking about my experience with private servers. You know that good old saying that nobody ever really quits RuneScape? And that is very true, right? Even if you're not currently playing, say, old school or RuneScape 3, it's kind of like always in the back of your mind. Say you're playing another game at the time or whatever you might be doing, right? You think about, say, getting a 99 or PKing in the wilderness or killing a boss or something like that, right? But you think about it and you're like, yeah, I don't want to spend 200 to 300 hours to get to that point where I would be able to do that type of content. And this is where private servers come in clutch. Now basically what a private server is a other version of RuneScape that is not run by Jagex, and I actually recommend that none of you guys ever even touch these. Now they have private servers for pretty much every big MMO or every big game out there. Now, there was a game that I used to play called Combat Arms, and basically they did the same thing that RuneScape 3 did. They killed the game with microtransactions, making it completely pay to win. And it was like a shooting type game like, say, Call of Duty, right? And I loved the game, played it from when I was like 8 years old till about 16, 17 years old when they kind of killed off the game, sold it to another company, and it was just a mess from there. Went from about 100,000 people online to about 800 players online, and I still actually like at least once or twice a year log into the game just to get a bit of nostalgia, and I can maybe find a match or two. But basically, a community is so passionate about a game or a specific time frame in a game where if, say, the developers or whoever owns the game ruins it, they want to make a previous version of that game so that players can kind of relive it. And that's why I always joke about old school RuneScape being the best and biggest private server ever. So basically this game that I played, they made like a kind of classic version of the game I used to play called Combat Arms, and it was fucking amazing, man. It literally brought me back to when I was 8, 9, 10 years old playing this game. It was amazing, perfect, and I played it for like a good 6 months, and then it shut down. Now the purpose I want to get out of this video is usually all private servers do shut down. So my first experience with private servers actually was probably back in say 2009 or 10. I've only really been playing RuneScape for about 6 months to a year. Haven't really done too much at all on the game. Kind of just, you know, when you're a child, just exploring the world and having a lot of fun. So I really didn't accomplish much at all. And I always saw all these people in game and people I knew in real life and whatever, and they had 99s, they had all this money in the bank, and they could kind of do whatever they wanted to do in the game. And I thought that was pretty cool. So one day after school, one of my friends said, "Do you want to come over today?" And this was kind of a weird thing because I usually only ever talk to this guy at school or online. We're really freaking good friends. We would talk like all the time. Probably I would say one of my best friends. But we never really hung out after school or in person unless it was at school. And he said, "Do you want to come over today?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, man. Let's hang out, you know?" And I go to this guy's house, right? And I've never been there before. And he said, "We're going to play RuneScape today." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course we are." We walk downstairs and there's about 3 computers set up. And one of them's like already on, and I thought it was a video, to be honest. I literally thought it was a video. I see this computer and there's this RuneScape character picking up snake grass, and my eyes were focused on that, and it was picking up snake grass, heading to the deposit box in Relica, and then picking up more snake grass and heading to the deposit box in Relica. And I was like, "What the fuck is this video?" And he was like, "Oh, that's my brother's account." His brother was botting snapegrass back in, say, 2009. He was just picking up snapegrass over and over and over again. I think snapegrass at the time was like 500 GP each, and you could just pick it up, drop it up in the deposit box, And this was like, 500k to a million GP per hour botted with like basically no requirements. And his brother's account was actually like very, very good. Had a bunch of 99s, for back in the day, 2009, this was a really good account, and I would never want to risk a ban for, say, botting. Like, I don't know why he was botting Snapegrass of all things. Anyways, there was the other two computers set up, and one was my friend's, and one was like a simple laptop. And he said, "You're gonna play on the laptop today," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't even have a fucking computer. I used my stepdad's Mac computer." And anyways, he was like, you go to this website, and he logged into the website to me, and he said, "Create a character." And I'm like, "What the hell? I thought we were playing Runescape today." No, we are playing Runescape. So anyways, we logged into this character, and it was exactly Runescape. I had to make like a new username, a new password, but when I logged in, it was exactly Runescape, and I was like, whoa, I thought this was a different game. No, it's Runescape, but it's way better. And the way he explained it to me is like I knew everything about Runescape at that point. Well, not everything, but like I thought I knew everything about the game. And he was like, "Go to rock crabs," and I knew how to do that for some odd reason on this private server. You basically, what the private server did is you used like a home teleport, and you immediately went to rock crabs, and I just met him there. And I saw he had a 99 strength cape untrimmed. And I was like, Jesus, man, like you have a 99 cape on this game, like already? Like, how long have you been playing this? And he said, "I started just the other day." And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, back when you're 9, 10 years old, the thought of getting a 99 is just like a lifetime away. Anyways, so I get there with basically no gear, and I start clicking a rock crab. I just like punch it with my fist or whatever. Eventually the rock crab drops like some type of weapon that I'm able to use, but like the first attack I get from like, say, level 1 attack to, say, 30 in just one single punch. And I'm like, oh, dude, what the hell is this game? And we start training there all night long, just punching the rock crabs, eventually, say, getting like an iron sword or something, and I start stabbing these rock crabs. And eventually I make enough money to where my friend gives me like a dragon scimitar or whatever. And by the way, there's no quests on this server. I automatically am able to wear a dragon scimitar without completing Monkey Madness. Huge. And I just attack. And I'm probably at this guy's house for like 2 hours. I get myself to 98 strength, and I'm, maybe a million experience away from getting 99. And I was 11, 12 years old at the time, right? And my mom came over, and "I'm picking you up for the night. You're coming home. You got school in the morning." And I'm like, God damn it, man. I was just about to get, say, 99. My first 99 ever in all of RuneScape history. Nope. Gotta go home. And I go home, and I beg to go on the computer. I say, "I just need, 30 minutes, and then I'll go right to bed with no questions. I just need 30 minutes on the computer." I go to this website that my friend told me to, and I download the client for this private server. But you gotta remember, I didn't have a computer at the time. I was using my stepdad's iMac computer. And back then, in 2009, 10, 11, I don't remember when it was, Macintosh didn't allow jar files, and I wasn't able to launch the client. Maybe I was just an idiot and didn't have Java installed or something, but it was not able to launch on this Macintosh computer. And I know I wasn't crazy, because I went to my dad's house actually like a few days later and was able to launch the client from there. But I didn't care about it anymore, right? I tried to log into that night, and I just fucking gave up. I was like, this is stupid, man. This is a fake version of RuneScape. Let's just play the real deal. And pretty much after that experience, like, I didn't care too much about private servers at all. I just played the main game. And when I quit the main game, I would just play other games, and then eventually get back into the regular RuneScape. And then eventually old school RuneScape, when that ever did come out. But way before old school RuneScape, like maybe the Evolution of Combat just launched, or was just planning on being launched, and a lot of people quit the game, right? And for a period there when a lot of my friends weren't playing, I didn't really play the game either. I was playing, say, Minecraft, Call of Duty, and I just really wasn't really super into video games at all at the time. And then I found this one advertisement, actually. It was an advertisement on YouTube, which I thought was really weird. It was an advertisement for a private server. I don't remember the name at all. I wish I did, but this private server was really cool, and I played it like when I was like 14 or 15, and it was fucking amazing. Basically, this private server had the graphics from, say, 2010 RuneScape. It had like all the things like summoning, all the mini games. It had a grand exchange. It had an economy. It had party hats. It had everything, and it had a pretty good active player base. And for an active player base, I mean, say 1,000 people were online at a time, which was huge for a private server, right? And I played this game quite a bit. I really liked the Slayer that they had in the game. So say you had a task of 200 gargoyles, right? Say every 10 gargoyles you got a casket as a drop, and you opened it and it would be like 2 to 3 mil cash. And you could just use this cash on the grand exchange to buy every single item in the game, and the grand exchange items were set at the actual value that they were, so I could buy all the herb lore ingredients that I needed, or all the skilling supplies that I needed. And after a bunch of Slayer, I quickly maxed my account. I was so addicted to this private server that I just continued to play it after maxing. They had 120 capes on this server, so I started going for a bunch of 120 capes, and ended up being actually top page on the server. I think I was ranked 23 overall, which was insane because I never bought any packages or benefits for this server. I just kind of played the game. Like in my spare time too, I was still like no life in Call of Duty. And I think I was playing MapleStory heavy at that time. But once I got top page of that server, I had so much money. I was the top 20 people in the entire world on this server. And I just started gambling. I started going to the staking arena, and I ended up actually making like 46 billion GP. And maybe I started staking at like, say, 500 mil, and I just became fucking rich as hell on this server for no reason. I just got extremely lucky with PKing and gambling. And it was a lot of fun, honestly, right? And the server shut down. So at the end of the day, right, these private servers were a lot of fun, especially like the very first one that I ever played. It's super nostalgic to me, right? Maybe not the server itself, but like the memory. I can just vividly remember myself logging into that, playing it, seeing my friend with that 99 cape, and then trying to launch it from my Mac and not being able to. And as for the other private server that I got really heavy into, it was a fun couple of months when I wasn't actively playing RuneScape. I kind of still was. We never really quit RuneScape, right? I was playing this private server, and I became the top of the top. I made so much freaking money on the server, and I was at the top. Like, I had probably one of the best banks in the entire game, and I was on the top page of the high scores, and the server decides to shut down. So basically my moral of the story is these private servers can be a lot of fun to play. And yeah, if you want to, say, maybe learn to PK, maybe learn to do a certain boss, I can see why they may be appealing. But at the end of the day, I highly recommend you just play either RuneScape 3 or the traditional old school RuneScape, right? A game that realistically will never shut down unless Jagex runs out of money, and all your progress will be saved at the end of the day. I gotta look at it this way, right? Say I spent 200 to 300 hours on that private server. I could have got 99 rune crafting from level 1 on old school RuneScape, starting with nothing. Which is just a fucking crazy thing to think about, right? Those, that 2 months where I was just playing this private server with like high dopamine levels and just having the blast and staking and doing all the stupid shit. I could have had 99 rune crafting, had a 200 to 300 million GP bank on old school RuneScape from a fresh account. Now, maybe you don't play games to, say, progress. Maybe you play games for the moment and to have fun. And a lot of times when I make videos like this, a lot of people comment saying that basically I want to get to the high level content quicker, and this is why I bought, or this is why I do that, etc., etc., right? Let me tell you, when you actually get to the goal, get all the requirements, and are able to do something on your own, it feels a lot better than just, say, logging into a private server where the quest is already completed, if that makes any sense. If you do everything yourself, it really makes the actual goal, like getting that item or getting this or getting that, so much freaking better. It really makes you feel like you've earned it and achieved it yourself. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing private servers on RuneScape and other games, right? Like, you know, it really, some private servers can take you back to when you were a child, or when you were a child. Maybe if that game doesn't exist anymore, right? That can be where a private server really comes in clutch. But if you have the option to play a game, especially RuneScape, man, where we literally are playing a 2007 version of the game, we are playing a private server. If you think about it that way, why go to other options? Just play the real game, get to experience the game, learn the game, and just progress and learn from there. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.